My girlfriend and I worked for 6 months to make this journey possible. And after that, we both quit our jobs and started to transform my car into a camper. Well, basically, it is a bed with storage space beneath, but enough for us to live comfortably. However, not everything on this journey was perfect, so I asked myself what could be done better next time. The first mistake is not to plan special activities. I believe many people think that living in the van and having no job during this time is the absolute freedom. That it's so cool that you can decide every day where you want to go next. And yes, it is. And especially in the beginning. But if you want to travel for half a year like we had it planned, then you'll notice that you get used to this life pretty fast. And don't get me wrong here, I'm extremely thankful for the whole experience I made with her on this journey, the things we saw and the people we met. But these are just my thoughts on what could be done better next time and an advice for you guys who maybe never traveled like this before. We made the mistake of living too spontaneously. Yes, we had approximate plans on which cities we wanted to see and more or less which route we wanted to take. Obviously, this is important if you want to see things of which you have heard before. For a journey, you always need a direction, except if your goal isn't to see exactly this or that thing, but you just want to get away and do some soul searching on a very long hike that takes you where your heart wants you to go. We always left room for spontaneous excursions if we saw something beautiful on the side of the road or something on maps that we wanted to see. That's also a right thing to do, because if you rush from point A to point B just for the sake of seeing what's there to see, then that's not fun at all and at worst very stressful. A journey should never be filled with stress that is caused by the people traveling. But what is my point? So it is crucial to find the golden mean between living spontaneously and planning things out. After some time of living in the caddy, even this life became kind of repetitive. Wake up, make breakfast, drive somewhere, go surfing, skating, whatever we wanted to do. Before I never thought that van life could get monotone. But as a human, you always adapt to new situations, and these new situations become your everyday life. The solution to this is to plan special activities while you are traveling, like you would plan weekend trips at home. Something you, if you travel alone, or you and your partner can look forward to and be excited about. For instance, planning a summit ascent where you don't sleep in your car but outside for a few nights, going into a special museum that only exists in this country. These are just some examples, but I think you get what I mean. Leave space for spontaneous activities in your day-to-day life, but also include days that are reserved for special activities that require more planning. This brings me to my second mistake I made. Even though we had a routine, I kind of neglected the personal habits I had at home. And never ever do that. I understand that if you travel by bike or walking, this is different because you will be wasted at the end of the day. But still there you can practice your habits that aren't connected to physical exercise, like writing a journal or reading a book. But van life is easier. It's just like living in a house, only a little less comfortable, and everything takes a little bit longer, but there's still plenty of room for your personal activities. After more or less 3 months of living in the van, I kind of felt stuck. I didn't become better at anything nor felt that I grew as a person. This for sure was also intertwined with my codependency, but that's a different topic. In the end, I still meditated, did my stretching exercises and read some pages in my book, but not as much as I would have wanted to. All my energy went into the relationship that was falling apart, even though I didn't even use enough energy to maintain myself. All those things made me unhappy. And yes, I know it was my fault for not speaking up or taking time just for myself, but as you know, it's not always that easy if you are invested emotionally. Well, the second part will kind of turn into a relationship advice, but for me it's connected to the experience of our van tour. So let me tell you this. If you go into a relationship, always keep track of yourself and never lose yourself in it. Yes, you have to make compromises, and yes, you will have less time for yourself. That's absolutely normal. As before, also here the art is to find the right balance between you time and couple time. In a healthy relationship, your partner will understand that you need a certain amount of time for yourself, and they probably do too. Only if both partners are satisfied with themselves, the relationship can be happy. I don't regret that anything of this happened and that our journey ended with us breaking up. It hurt immensely, yes, for sure, but only this way I learned from my mistakes and can do it better next time. If you have struggles in your relationship that you can't figure out as a couple at home, then think twice about going on such a journey together. A trip isn't the magical solution to all your problems because your problems always travel with you. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.